know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. If you are trying to grow your business, brand, or product, then you want to advertise with us right here, right now on the Sweet Pea Diaries YouTube channel. We have unique subscribers and a broad demographic that will be sure to give your business, brand, or product the exposure that you need. So email us today at sweetpeadiaries@outlook.com to get more information on our advertisement packages. Welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl, Sweet Pea, and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what time it is. All right, who we got in the building? We got Tasha Lynn. We got Vanderveer, my moderator. We got Lisa Girl 1100. We got It's Nikki, not Nikki, my moderator. We got Sky Life. We got Sweet Dark Chocolate, Kimberly Anthony, Christine, Mrs. Jordan, Michelle McCallum, Beautiful Dage, Carlandra Denson, Cocoa Butter Barbie, my moderator, Yolanda Wilson. Hey everyone, come on in. You guys make sure you hit that like button on the way in. So what did I tell you? Okay, we went through this last night, you guys. We went over the injunctive relief. We went over that now, and it looks like Cardi B's injunctive relief has been released and filed to court, and it's been released for the public's consumption. But we went over this last night, you guys. I told you I'm always one step. We be covering this case over here. We went over this last night. So this isn't tea. This isn't news for the sweeties and the sweetums, because we were already on this. Now, what did I tell you about an injunctive relief? What an injunctive relief hearing would be, it would be basically the court letting Tasha K know what she can and cannot do as it pertains to Cardi B. We went over the three, the restraining orders. It was different, we went over those elements. But now the court documents are in, and this is what Cardi B is basically saying. You are not going to be able to shut this girl up unless I take the channel, unless you let me take this commentary away from her and take away this YouTube channel. She's not going to stop, because even with this judgment, with this financial judgment, she's still doing her thing. So we went on down to the court records and we got them for you. Now, this is basically the injunction, the petition, the brief that Cardi B's attorneys submitted. Okay. Now, what they are saying is that we were awarded a $4 million, close to $4 million judgment, financial judgment. All right. And because we were awarded this, the court, remember in those documents, the court said this was basically a punishment. Well, Cardi's saying, listen, she's still online wherever she does her thing at, whether it's on YouTube, Patreon, and I don't even think she has Patreon anymore, but she was doing it there. Her website, wherever, Instagram, she's still peddling these lies. And we need an injunction, because if not, she's still going to do it. So here is the official document that Cardi B's team filed. It says, respectfully, Cardi B is submitting this brief in support of her request for a permanent injunction against defendants Latasha Transrena Kibi and Kibi Studios LLC following the jury trial and verdict in this action. All right. So the background. So we just going to read it. The plaintiff filed this action because defendants refused to stop targeting her with harmful and disgusting lies. For over 3 years, defendants repeatedly and knowingly published false and defamatory statements that plaintiff engaged in prostitution, that the plaintiff has herpes and HPV, and that the plaintiff uses or has used that the plaintiff appears in a particular video engaging in a debasing act with a beer bottle, and that the plaintiff committed adultery. The verbatim defamatory statements published by the defendants and admitted at the recent jury trial in this case included the following. Now, here are the defamatory statements that the plaintiff engaged in. Latasha Kibi. There's a lot that you spilled. You said that Cardi is an prostitute. She was a drug user, cocaine and Molly. To be specific, she has herpes. And Star Marie Jones says, yes. Tasha K. You said that Cardi B prostituted. Jones said, yes. Latasha Kibi said, was this Cardi's first time prostituting that you knew of? Jones says, this was her first time prostituting that I knew of, yes. And then Tasha K said, she's mad because I called her a prostitute. B, you sold pussy. Jones said, I co-signed everything that Jones said, that she's a whole prostitute. Basically, Tasha says, I co-signed everything that she said, that she's a whole prostitute. I do know this. For her to come out here and say that she's never sold pussy, that's a lie. That's a motherfucking lie. And now the defamatory statements that the plaintiff has herpes and HPV. Tasha said, she has herpes. And Jones says, yes. There's a lot of tea that you spilled. You said that Cardi is an prostitute. She was a drug user, cocaine and Molly, to be specific. She has herpes. Jones, yes. So even though these are the same, statements, it still coincides with those two elements. So that's why they did them again. I thought we left you and your confirmed irritated Uzi in 2018. Herpes B. I know you got HPV. What's the hashtag? Cold Sore B. We're going to be talking about Cold Sore B tonight, bitch. Since y'all should have had a motherfucking gag order, we'll see, bitch. Cardi Cold Sore B. I'm sorry, Cold Sore B. That's her name. We had a certain rapper, Cold Sore B, tweeting about us all night. Cold Sore B is done. Cold Sore B is done. Herpes B. So these are all different times that she said these things. Okay? The defamatory statements that the plaintiff used on Tasha K. Was she a drug user? Jones, yes. To be specific. Jones, yes. Now, if this bitch is lying by saying that you're a okay. By saying that you were addicted to Molly pills, by saying that you were a prostitute, why in the are you coming at the blogs for some shit that already went viral? Sue, bitch. And that's exactly what she did. Sued. Tasha K said, Cardi B stuck beer bottles up her vagina. She actually took the beer bottles from pedestrians. This is on the video. She took the beer bottle from the pedestrian. She stuck it in her cooch. She drank the beer bottle and she gave it back to him. That was an example of the defamatory statements about her using a beer bottle on herself. The defamatory statements that Cardi B committed adultery. Cardi B is fucking someone else too. She also said that you effing somebody too high profile, and that's the reason you are done. Enjoy your transition, D. That's the only thing that gave her balls. Somebody is licking her pussy. Now Cardi is effing somebody else. Who is Cardi's side peen? He works for Atlantic. He's high up on the Richter scale. Tasha K. Cardi sleeping with somebody else. You know, don't you know that? But I do. My source told me that. Now listen at this. Now here is an example of Tasha K talking to her husband on a live, talking about Cardi B sleeping with someone else. And look what her husband says. Tasha K. Cardi sleeping with somebody else. And Shek Kibi says, you don't know that. You don't know that. And Tasha says, but I do. My source told me that. When you got sources like mine who lied to me, when I'm waiting. Now, your husband told you, you do not know that. You don't know that. But I do. My source told me that. When have my sources lied to me? When? I'm waiting. Now, you up there arguing with your husband about your sources. And this man told you, you don't know that. You don't know that. Says Cardi sleeping with somebody else. You don't know that. So they says each of these categories of statements was supported at trial with overwhelming and unrefuted evidence establishing that the statements were patently false and defamatory, and that the defendants published them with actual malice and with the intention of causing the plaintiff emotional distress. The jury unanimously found both defendants liable on each of the plaintiff's claims and awarded compensatory damages, punitive damages, and her cost of litigation. Even though the defendants were told on multiple occasions that the abhorrent things they were publishing about the plaintiff were untrue, and even though they admitted that they knew they were untrue, the defendants refused to discontinue, remove, or retract the defamatory statements. Indeed, despite the filing of this action and the receipt of multiple cease and desist letters, the defendants' harassment continued throughout this years-long litigation as defendants purposefully persisted in repeating the defamatory statements in order to upset plaintiff and drive traffic to the defendant's platforms. Kibi acknowledging that she tagged the plaintiff and used the hashtag herpesb in her post in part to irritate the plaintiff. And they have an example of January 12, 2022, a video and a timestamp when she did that. They refer to that in this briefing. And they also refer to another video where she says, I just happen to have a personal vendetta against you, bitch. So I take pride in this shit. All right, so she admitted that it's a personal vendetta. The defendants also have made clear on multiple occasions that they will not stop repeating the defamatory statements unless compelled to by this court. For example, during a September 21, 2020 video, a year and a half after this case was filed, Kibi clearly explained her intentions. I don't care if they put a gag order on me. The reason the bitch is mad, I know y'all gonna put a gag order on me. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be an injunction. I don't give a fuck. So you're telling the court these things by your own words in videos. And I keep telling you guys, that is what did her in. Her own mouth. So they refer to another video and a timestamp where it says, what's the hashtag? Cold Sore B. We're going to be talking about Cold Sore B tonight, bitch. Since y'all should have had a motherfucking gag order, we'll see, bitch. Because she's repeatedly saying in these videos about a gag order. If you want me to shut up, you should have put a gag order on me. And so what the lawyers are approving by showing these videos and timestamps is that she's not going to stop unless there's a gag order. You're saying this yourself. Now come on to Cold Sore B. Y'all should have put a gag order on me. I was just waiting for the right time and the right motherfucking receipts to strike again. That's a video where she said that, and they put the timestamp. In another video, she says, she wants me to delete the video. Well, bitch, you need to give me a check. You want me to delete these videos? You better give me the money that I was supposed to make off the video or more, because it's residual income. You want shit down on my platform? You got to pay for that. You want me to shut up? Let me tell you how to shut me up. Pay me, bitch. And when asked about her statements during the trial, her testimony could have not been more unequivocal. Questioned during the trial, the lawyer says, unless someone actually forces you to, you are never going to stop repeating these statements about my client. And she says, that is correct. The lawyer then asked, so the only way at this point these videos are ever going to come down is if this court forces you to. Is that right? Tasha says, that is correct. The lawyer asks again, are you essentially saying that to stop you from calling my client Code Sword B, my client needs to get a gag order? And Tasha says, yes, ma'am. The lawyer says, okay, when you say gag order, you're talking about an injunction in court, correct? And Tasha says, that is correct. So Tasha K admitted during a trial that unless the court issued a gag order or made her stop with an injunction, she's not going to stop. She's going to continue. That's horrible and that's sad. You have that much of a vendetta against someone that the court is going to have to make you do it by issuing a gag order. So they said, okay, well, these are your words. This is what you're saying. So that's what we're going to do. Argument. The plaintiff is entitled to a permanent injunction. They're saying Cardi B is entitled to a permanent injunction. Under traditional equitable principles, a plaintiff seeking a permanent injunction must demonstrate, 1, that it has suffered an irreparable injury. 2, remedies available at law, such as monetary damages, are inadequate to compensate for that injury. 3, considering the balance of hardships between the plaintiff and the defendant, a remedy in equity is warranted. And 4, the public interest would not be disserved by a permanent injunction. Now, number 2 is what really hones in with this case. It says remedies available at law, such as monetary damages, are inadequate to compensate for the injury. Basically, because $4 million judgment ain't shut your ass up, has not stopped you. So now we need an injunction. Each of these factors point decidingly in favor of a permanent injunction in this case. Evidence entered at trial proved that defendants were unrelenting in their campaign of defamation against the plaintiff, both before and during the pendency of this case. Defendants also made clear that they would not stop publishing the defamatory statements about the plaintiff absent an order from this court. If the defendants carry through with these promises to keep harassing the plaintiff absent an injunction, the plaintiff will be required to file repeated, if not perpetual, subsequent litigation to redress the threatened future defamation. So Cardi B's team is saying, if you do not issue an injunction, then we're just going to continue to file lawsuits against her because she's not going to stop. She's saying she's going to continue defamation. So it will make us have to continue to file subsequent litigations. This is particularly true if the defendants are judgment-proof and thus incapable of compensating the plaintiff for the harm they have caused, or if the defendants have fraudulently moved assets during the pendency of this litigation to make it more difficult to collect the judgment, because then the damages award cannot serve its intended deterrent effect. Defendants have already boasted as such. So this again, we're going to point to Tasha's own words and how she goes on live and she goes in front of everyone and says these things. And I guess she doesn't think that people are watching. So they're saying we need an injunction because she possibly could have moved money to try to deter us from collecting. So Kibi has said, what? I'm like $600,000 in. But let me tell you how this was a blessing though. Cause can't nobody else sue me. And even if they do, I ain't got no money. We've got estate lawyers. We've got every motherfucking thing. I ain't got shit in my name, bitch. And then whoever she was talking to said, trust. And then Tasha said, exactly. Good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? People will back away. Oh, she's got a trust. Oh, let me just, okay, let me leave her alone. And you can research it like that is the biggest blessing. This was her, we remember this when she was on the live saying that she's moving her money around. So I'm telling you, Cardi got eyes everywhere. Then in another video, she says, every bitch, even if they did sue, bitch, I ain't got but $1 to my name, bitch. What are you going to get? And there's always bankruptcy, bitch. To everybody who was like, well, what are you going to do if she wins? What do you mean what I'm going to do? What do you do? I'm going to pull a 50 cent on that bitch. What are you talking about? Another time, Kibi referring to the verdict. I ain't got it. Don't ask me for no money. I ain't got it. We have business things in place that takes care of things like this. So they were referring to the video, the interview that just went viral and was posted on all the blogs where she says she doesn't have it. And Cardi said, bitch, better have my money. Honey, they threw that in this injunction. So everything that Tasha K says, they watch. They're watching her, which is why I don't understand why she just doesn't shut up. You have already put your foot in your mouth and got your ass paying and, having a judgment against you at $4 million. And you would think you would stop because that's what got your ass in trouble. Videos. But no. So they say, even assuming defendants satisfied the jury's substantial damages award, damages alone are inadequate to address the constant ongoing threat of defendants repeating the defamatory statements. They saying, y'all may, have given me this judgment, but it's not stopping her. She's still saying, and I told y'all that last night. I told you last night that she still insinuates that Cardi has herpes, that she has HPV, that she still refers to her as cold sore B. She hasn't taken the videos down. She still does all these things. In addition, the ongoing harm to the plaintiff, if the defamatory statements are permitted to subsist and be repeated, is irreparable. Courts have routinely recognized damage to reputation, the archetype form of harm that is caused by defamation, as irreparable. And then they refer to, other cases or whatever. And that's what the rest of this is, just other cases that they're referring to. And it says, likewise, the emotional harm to the plaintiff that was intentionally caused by the defendants, which plaintiff proved at trial, would also be irreparable if permitted to continue. And then they're referring to cases again. And it says, as to the third factor, the harm to plaintiff outweighs any potential harm to defendants if they are enjoined from continuing to publish the defamatory statements, because the First Amendment does not protect false and defamatory speech. And then they refer to cases. Defendants, therefore, have no legitimate interest that would be affected by an injunction that prevents them from continuing to publish and republish the defamatory statements. Defendants may argue that the plaintiff will not suffer harm without an injunction because they already have removed certain videos and posts. As an initial matter, not all of the videos and posts containing the defamatory statements have been removed from the defendant's social media accounts. And then they refer to instances where it's still up, that these cold sore statements, you got cold sores on your lip, the pictures on live, everyone can see that shit. Who got a gag order now? And then they give the timestamps. Okay, so regardless, even with respect to videos and posts that have been taken down, defendants have made it abundantly clear that an injunction is necessary to prevent them from repeating and republishing the defamatory statements. Indeed, without an injunction, defendants could simply republish the same videos and written posts at any time, and plaintiffs only recourse would be to file another lawsuit. This is not a hypothetical concern. Defendants previously removed the Star Marie Jones interview and the video she posted a couple days later from their social media channels upon receiving a cease and desist letter, only to republish them the very next day. And despite the overwhelming evidence entered at trial and a unanimous jury verdict against both defendants on all of the plaintiffs' claims, they continue to insinuate that the defamatory statements are true. And they're referring to Tasha K's tweet on her IG. No lies were told on anyone, when she was referring to the court action. Notably, the court's power to grant injunctive relief survives discontinuance of the illegal conduct. And then they, reference a case. This is the case because the purpose of an injunction is to prevent future violations, and the defendant would otherwise be free to return to his old ways. Given defendants' refusal to remove the defamatory statements from their social media channels for more than 3 years, even though they knew the statements were untrue, and given their promises to continue publishing the defamatory statements unless this court orders them to stop, there can be no doubt that the defendants will return to their old ways unless an injunction is issued. Finally, the public's interest in truthful information will be well served by prohibiting the defendants from continuing to publish and republish the defamatory statements. It is also in the public's interest not to burden the courts with multiple damages actions to address the defendant's continuing course of misconduct. Number 2, a permanent injunction is consistent with the First Amendment and Georgia law. In addition to the above factors, the court must address whether an injunction would constitute an unconstitutional prior restraint on speech. So now they are addressing all this shit about the First Amendment. Importantly, the Supreme Court has never held that all injunctions against speech are impermissible. Rather, the special vice of a prior restraint is that communication will be suppressed either directly or by inducing excessive caution in the speaker before an adequate determination that is unprotected by the First Amendment. On the other hand, a permanent injunction on speech is permissible where the order is based on a continuing course of repetitive conduct and the order will not have gone into effect before a final determination that the speech is unprotected. An injunction that is narrowly tailored based upon a continuing course of repetitive speech and granted only after a final adjudication on the merits that the speech is unprotected does not constitute an unlawful prior restraint. And then they say Balboa, which is another, cases they refer to. Defendants' targeted defamation of plaintiff has been a continuing course of repetitive conduct, and there was a determination made at trial that the defamatory statements are unprotected speech. For injunctive relief to be allowed in a diversity case like this one, the relief also must be consistent with state law. That is not an impediment to issuing an injunction in this case. And then they give a Georgia Supreme Court law ruling about defamation and an injunction regarding that, and we're not going to read that. And that's more of that. That's what all the rest of this is. Okay, so then we get down to the jury in this case has already made a final determination that the statements published by the defendants are defamatory and thus unlawful. And as discussed above, defendants' publishing of these statements have been repetitive and unrelenting. A permanent injunction is both constitutionally permissible and required to afford plaintiff a complete remedy on her meritorious claims. B, plaintiff seeks a narrowly tailored injunction. Plaintiff seeks a permanent injunction that is not worded more broadly than is necessary to address the defamatory statements that were the subject of this action and that were found defamatory by the jury in this case. Specifically, the plaintiff is only seeking to require the defendants to remove any videos and posts that contain the defamatory statements from their social media accounts and to enjoin defendants from republishing those same statements. Okay, so now this is the meat and potatoes of what Cardi is saying she wants removed from all of Tasha K's social media platforms. Okay, she's saying specifically, plaintiff is only seeking to require the defendants to remove any videos and posts that contain the defamatory statements from their social media accounts, and to enjoin defendants from republishing those same statements. In other words, the proposed injunction will only affect speech that has been found defamatory and thus is not subject to First Amendment protection, which is consistent with the federal and state constitutions and the weight of authority on this issue. For the foregoing reasons, plaintiff respectfully requests this court grant the requested permanent injunction. Now, this is basically what we've been saying, all right? She wants Tasha K to be prohibited from speaking about her as it pertains to the things that she sued her for. The herpes B, the HPV, the putting the beer bottle, cheating on Offset. She was a, streetwalker, and she used substances. That's what she is stating are the defamatory statements. So if there is any video that references cold sore B, herpes B, any of those type of statements, if they are in there, she wants the videos down. I don't know what is so hard for people to, I see comments where people are asking, where's the defamatory statements? We just read them. They are still in videos that are up. These lawyers have combed through Tasha K's YouTube channel, and they know what videos contain. I don't care if you slipped it in there in the middle of a video because you got it titled as something else, and you're talking about, people think you're going to be talking about something else, but then you slide in there herpes B, Ozor B, and all this. They know what videos they are, and so they've pointed to them. They pointed to the timestamps, and they want them down. Period. Take it down. Now, I'm going to give you another receipt. And I'm going to show you something else that puts Tasha K in a bad position because of how she continues to run her mouth on social media and post things. Now, Cardi B's attorney, wrote a declaration showing that there are still posts that go up even while she was on trial, even while this case was going on, that insinuate she's not, lying about the case, and that they're going to have, they're going to have to issue a gag order or an injunction in order to stop her. Now, the lawyer then goes up, Andrew Pignott, and he has a declaration saying, I represent Cardi B in the above caption action. I'm over the age of 18 and I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein. Attached as Exhibit A is true and correct copy of a screenshot taken from the defendant's YouTube channel, which features a prior tweet from the Unwind with Tasha K Twitter account on November 8th, 2021. Attached is Exhibit B is a true and correct copy of a tweet from the Unwind with Tasha K Twitter account on January 26, 2022. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. Exhibit A. We live tonight at 10:30 EST, 3:30 a.m. UK. I apologize for the lateness. However, my say has been full. We got major wine tonight on Miss Herpes B, Young Jock, and more. Stay tuned and get ready. Get your drink ready. That's an example. Exhibit B. This is the recent tweet from January. No lies were told on anyone. I never admitted to lying about anything. No one threw anyone under the bus. Mostly everything reported was a lie from the inside. The court transcripts will be available to the public soon. I forgot to add this into my speech. Read them. So remember when she went and was trying to show that she was sorry, well, that the machine, everybody thought she was going to get up there and have this, she was sorry. And she got up there and said the complete opposite. And then she went and said on the Twitter that Mr. Byron, Dennis Byron, and Choke No Joke, and the people that were coming out were lying. Well, they screenshotted that and they entered this into court. And these are examples showing that she will continue to speak about this and continue to insinuate that Cardi B has herpes, that HPV, she cheated, the things that she was found liable that were defamatory. She will continue to throw out undertones to allude that it's true. And that's what these are supposed to be showing examples of, especially the second one. So again, everything that Tasha K throws online, they be watching. Everything they watch. They watch. Everything that she posts, whether it be on her website, Instagram, go on the Wino Gang backup and go off and lie and do all of that. They screenshot it, screen record, and they add it to their arsenal. And people kept saying, Tasha still has the injunctive stage. She still got to go through that. They're going to use it in court. And damn if they didn't. Damn if they didn't. But before we continue to go any further, y'all, we got to pay some bills real quick. Here we go. The future of health is clear with Ritual. Daily essentials with good intentions for living life or creating it. Now, Ritual has the multivitamin for women, prenatal vitamins, a daily shake, and a multivitamin for men. Those are just some of their products. Ritual is easy to start and easy to cancel. Now, Ritual's team of scientists and nutritional experts are on a mission to turn your new healthy habit into a ritual. They offer free shipping, control of your own delivery date, free and easy cancellation, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So click the link in the description box and get started today at making Ritual part of your daily health regimen. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to ExpressVPN, friend of the channel and protector of my online data. They are giving away 3 months free on a 1-year package to all Sweet Pea Diaries viewers by using the link in the description box below. Now, this is a service that I personally use 100% of the time when I'm on the internet using my phone or computer. It allows me to bypass content restrictions while traveling and ensures all of my data is 100% private and safe wherever I connect to the internet. Using ExpressVPN also allows you to get discounts when using services like Expedia, NBA League Pass, and Netflix. ExpressVPN also has 24/7 customer support to answer any questions and support all of your needs. So take back your internet privacy today by clicking on the link in the description box below and find out how you can get 3 months free. So, basically what is going to be happening is that Cardi B is going to be having ownership of this YouTube channel. It's going to be basically, Cardi's not going to take, it's not going to be, oh, they're taking her YouTube channel. No, because we all know that this is Tasha's bread and butter. Cardi understands that as well. She knows that in order for her to be paid, in order for her to get the money, she's going to need to be allowed to continue to have her YouTube so that she can make her videos, do her interviews, and get the income. But this is how Tasha K buries herself, because by that being her bread and butter, this is where she makes her money at. She also comes up here and she allows her pride to get in the way, and she don't want to just let it go, let this Cardi B thing alone and move on. So Cardi's going to just basically own her YouTube channel. $4 million. She's not going to get out of paying it. First of all, insurance, this whole rhetoric that they have business insurance. Well, we already know that she was not registered as a legitimate business. She wasn't paying taxes. She might have had an LLC, but she didn't have certain business models and things in place, modules and paperwork in place. We found that out during the trial in transcripts that she didn't have that in place. So if you don't have that in place, how do you have, how are you paying your employees with, and where's everybody's W-2s? You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing any of that, how do you have business insurance? That's just a bold-faced lie. And people that believe this, that's what frustrates me, because it's like, if it's not true, you don't have to say these things. Nobody asks you to tell us whether your business is a LLC or whether you even own a business, whether or not you, what you're making, who's getting a check, how you pay your employees. Nobody asks for any of those bits of information that she throws out there, So because you do that, people, they pull you to the carpet, and they hold you to the things that you say. Because it's like, girl, you said that. And now in court, it's been proven that all of that shit is a lie. So if you don't have your ducks in a row when it comes to your business, how do you have business insurance for them to be covering anything? And what insurance company is going to cover the fact that you defamed someone, you committed libel, defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress? These things, who is going to cover that? What insurance company is going to pay for you to defame someone? It's not going to happen. She's going to have to pay Cardi B. This YouTube channel, all the money that she makes off of it is going to be going to Cardi B. They're going to garnish her YouTube check. It's been done to other YouTubers, and it's going to be done to Tasha K. She is not going to get out of paying for her mistake. This is a $4 million mistake, period. She's not going to get out of paying it. All right. Christine says the IRS is going to get her next. Tasha K says she don't have no damn business insurance. She wasn't even paying taxes on said business. She's always lying for nothing. Praying for TK. Please leave Cardi B alone. TK is a dummy is what she is. Makes no sense. Good evening, everyone. Tasha really stepped into it this time. Her stubborn pride will lead to her ultimate downfall. Soleil says, big facts. Abundance says, most expensive mistake I ever seen too. And that is exactly what it is. Because it just doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense. I mean, they asked you to take down the videos. They sent you a cease and desist. You said you were wiping your ass with the cease and desist. Your own husband, we just seen in the transcripts, he asked you, told you, you don't know whether or not she cheated. And you went on ahead and argued him down. I told y'all he was telling her, Tasha, leave her alone. Leave Cardi B alone. I told you he was saying that, to leave her alone. So I just wanted to, people were asking me what I thought about it, and we had to bring you the receipts and show you guys so that you can see what I thought about this. But, we already knew. We covered it last night. We knew that, an injunction was going to be the next stage in the court, in the trial, and that an injunction is going to be issued, and it's going to be permanent. It'll be lifelong. We know this. We said this. Okay. This is not sweat on my glasses. This is the light reflection. So yeah, even though it is getting a little hot in here with this damn sweater that I got on. Child, I don't know why. I just underestimated these lights. But I had to check it out. I'm like, damn, is this sweat? No. No, ma'am. No. But yes, she doesn't have business insurance. So how you going to be, is any business going to cover this? That's a lie. And she's not in an appeal stage. We debunked that because her case is not closed. It's open. So how can you appeal anything that is not closed? There's no final judgment yet. Once the injunction is done, then she can appeal. But how are you going to appeal something that you did? There has to be, we went over that last night. There has to be errors in the case. There has to be elements that you can even file an appeal. It can't just be because you didn't like the verdict. It doesn't work like that. All right. So that's what we have, you guys. It looks like Cardi B is going to own Tasha K's YouTube channel. She's going to be working for Cardi B. Every little bit of money that you get on the 21st is going to go to Cardi B. To pay off that $4 million, it's going to go to Cardi B. You basically are going to be working for Cardi B because YouTube is where Tasha K makes her money. She has no other. She's got her website is true, but that comes from YouTube content, interviews. She's a YouTube personality. So where she do her business at, Cardi gonna go. It ain't like she can hide. Because Cardi knows right where she does her business at. She knows right where to collect that change from. All right. So she admitted it. She did this to herself. Every video that she did, dragging Cardi B and admitting that it's going to take a gag order. It's going to take the court making her stop. Well, Cardi said you asked for it. Now you got it, bitch. You wanted it. Here we go. And that's exactly what's going to happen. They are going to make her stop talking about her as it pertains to these subjects. Cardi said, I don't even want the YouTube channel. I don't even want her to be taken off YouTube because I know that's how I'm going to get my bread. But I just want her to stop insinuating these things about me. And she's not, unfortunately, the $4 million is not doing it. So we need an injunction. And she's going to get it. She's going to get it. The same way she got that $4 million, she's going to get that injunction because it is not unreasonable. This is not an unreasonable request. This is a woman simply asking the court to make this woman stop talking about me in a negative way and stop putting these defamatory statements up. It was found that she was liable. So now we have to follow through with the judgment. She's not going to do it on an honor system. She's not going to do it just as a good human being. So we have to make her. And that's sad. That is really sad. As a mother, as someone that is supposed to be a leader in your home, you're showing your children and showing your family that you really don't care nothing about them. You don't care about the household, the finances, or anything because you are willing to put your finances, your home, everything that you're working for, you're willing to put that at risk because of a vendetta that you got against Cardi B. You're showing your family that regardless of however, whether what we got, what y'all got to eat, what we got to pay, I'm going to keep us tied up in this debt and tied up in this mess because I got something to prove to my YouTube subscribers. This to show you how much YouTube means to some people. I mean, really, it's really sad. Because at the end of the day, this is really, that's all it is. It boils down to, it's personal. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B got the money to be personal. You don't have the money to be personal, Tasha K. But it went from, I got it, I'm this big time rich blogger on YouTube to when shit got real and that judgment, now you ain't got it. But it's the people that let her play in their face for me. I knew she didn't have it. I told y'all she didn't have it. Everybody dragging me talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what YouTube pays. I know how they pay. It doesn't matter whether you're a big time blogger, middle level, low level, high level. I know how YouTube pays. And it is not millions of dollars for someone in her genre and the level that she's at. She's not a millionaire. And I don't know why it was just so hard for people to believe that. I never said, that, oh, this is all she makes. But I understand, especially now with sponsors and dealing with those. I understand the format and the equations that go into those, contracts. So it's not as what people think it is. I keep saying everything is just what it looks like. And she's really good at making things look good, making it look like she's a millionaire. You can make shit look good all you want, honey. But when it starts coming down to, do you have the money? Pay me. Now it's a different story. Now it's, I don't got it. I told y'all she didn't have it. Told you she didn't have it. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share, and hit that subscribe. Yes. So I don't understand at the end of the day why it is so hard for people to not believe that Tasha K is a millionaire. I mean, she's just not. And I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that Cardi just wants to be left alone. She Really wasn't even about the money. She didn't want no money from Tasha K. She don't need no money from Tasha K. She wants Tasha K to leave her alone and stop spreading these lies. That's it. That's it. And it's just that simple. Stop it. So she's going to win get this injunction. It is going to be granted and issued, and then the case will be closed out, and then she'll have to start paying Cardi B. So mark my words, I told you that. All right. So we are now just waiting on the transcripts, and once the transcripts, we get those, because like I said, I'm not paying for them. We will then go over that, and then we'll be done with Tasha K and Cardi B. All right. So you guys, be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you on the next video. Bye.